Welcome back to Spirit of the Outdoors. Y'all ready for another episode of Live from Mississippi? It's Saturday night. We live. So, we got fresh deer meat. Might as well cook deer meat, huh? You got it pulled up yet?
Ain't no serving.
Well, sir, she can't find it. Gonna give a few minutes to let some people join in. Got a fire going. Oh, it's so wonderful out here. Warm our keisters. Look who else is home and with us. Pup Pup is here.
He just had to go back inside.
Pup Pup has had a rough go, y'all. Pup Pup, you know, I was sitting out here last weekend on the live and I seen him in there throw up is what happened on the couch. Well, he continued to throw up through the night. And I don't know what happened, what he ate, what he got a hold to, but he had to spend several days at the vet.
He got his belly cut open.
Yeah, he's had surgery. It's infected, and they wasn't nothing blocking it, so we don't know what happened to him. But he is skin and bones. So, Pup Pup's had a rough go this week.
He's feeling better though.
He's got his life back, but look at him, y'all. I mean, you can see his hip bones poking out. I mean, he
was a sick
he's
puppy.
been bad shape. So, anyway, we fixing to cook. I'm fixing to cook deer meat. Yep, everything is inverted. It drives me nuts that it's backwards, but there's not a lot I can do about it. I thought about it after I had done started everything tonight, that I could have went and turned my camera mirroring on, thus reversing what YouTube is doing. It's not my camera and my phone, it's YouTube itself has swapped it on their live. So nothing I can do it. I got the Blackstone heating up. I am fixing to whittle me out some deer meat.
It's still
I'm fixing to whittle out me some deer meat.
Did you see it was still
Yes.
While you're doing that, I need to tell some people because everybody's been wanting to know when I'm gonna have pottery. Y'all, I uploaded on my website some coffee cups. I can't remember how many's on there, but I did an upload today. It's probably one of the only ones that I'll do till the end of January. So if you've been wanting a coffee cup, I don't have any fat bottle mugs on there, but you can go on there and see what mugs we have. And it's www.southernmudpottery.net. And then if you ordered a coffee cup at the end of December, it'll go out this week. Unless it's a logo mug. If it was a logo mug, it'll be next week.
We're going to fire our pottery people that take too long.
I think I had one logo mug that was left over from last time, and it's on there. It's a green one.
I need to sharpen my knife, y'all. I have not sharpened my own knife in a little while. So I've got the Yeti cooler to put them in the cooler, and I got froze bottles in here.
I see everybody coming on. Hey, everybody.
Oh.
We got 129 watching.
They wanted to see me hack this deer meat up and make a hack job out of it. That's what they was after. And I am subject to do just that.
Roscoe's sitting there watching. You can't see him on camera, but he's real intent on what you're doing. I hear Puppy in the house.
Puppy's in there bawling.
I got him locked up in the bedroom.
That won't last long. He's gonna drive Brody nuts, and then Brody's gonna be out here whining about having to listen. He can't hear his show.
If I let him outside, he can't eat anything raw. I think that's why he got sick.
She's trying to find a way to blame it on me.
A bunch of raw meat.
They can't even hear you over there talking.
Yes, they can. Them beaver feet he was eating. They kept running in the house with.
Michelle said I was going to have to stop beaver trapping because of the puppy.
I told you was going to have to start putting them in a bucket, calling them off.
Ain't happening. Throw them on the ground right there.
Shut in.
Let me cut this silver meat right here off of my...
If Dr. Mars and Dr. Skinner see you throwing that out to the puppy, they'd have a stroke. As much work as they put in fixing that puppy. Thank you for buying the coffee cup. We appreciate it.
I'm cutting a little more off of this because I am in a hurry than I'm happy about. But I wanted that. Oh, I tell you what I'm going to do. I bet that griddle is forevermore
I'm going to get you an ice cream bucket that you scrapped.
Roscoe's consuming them pretty quickly. There, you can have you some sinew, Roscoe. All right.
Cause y'all, I ain't even gonna lie. I worked all week on doctoring up Puppy and getting him well.
There ain't no scraps at this point. What are you doing?
Well, I was gonna put it there just in case.
I mean, that's it. There's nothing else. It ain't nothing. All right. Here we go. Cut the steaks. All we gonna need now is a plate to eat out of and a fork.
I got a pan to put it in, and then I'm gonna fix the salad. Somebody said y'all reckon he's gonna use that ice cream bucket for them scraps.
For what?
For them scraps.
There ain't no scraps
Look at
at
here,
this
he's
point.
fixing to serenade everybody.
Oh, Lord. He ain't on camera though.
Go show him your guitar. Yes, Larry Pup's been real sick. He lived off of drips for an IV drip for about 4 days.
The rest of this I'm gonna cut up in giblets over here. For a woman to learn how to make good biscuits. If a woman can make good biscuits, a man would never leave her.
Mr. Larry, he didn't have parvo. What happened was, well, this is how it went. So that Friday night when y'all was watching Justin, and he got sick in there, well, that's when it started. And then the next day, I noticed worms. So I wormed him. And then he just got sick from there. He was so sick.
I'm gonna blame it on the worm medicine she gave him.
So I took him. I ended up calling the doctor, and he met me up at the clinic Saturday. And we doctored on him and gave him medicine, and I brought him home, and he got sick, and it got worse. And by Monday, whenever I went to work Monday, I took him with me, and I left him there, and they ended up Monday afternoon. They did X-rays and everything, and they thought he might have had a blockage. It looked like his the barium that they was giving him to see if it would pass through, it was stopping in his stomach. So they thought he had ate something and maybe it was blocking him. So they went in and did emergency surgery. They came open and dug around in there. They couldn't find anything, but they said his intestines were severely, they had an infection. They were just red and swollen. And so he ended up staying at the doctor from Monday till Wednesday. I brought him home from work with me Thursday afternoon. And so he's been improving since, but he can't eat anything but like wet foods and real soft stuff. So, but today he has been his old self again. They say you got a good looking guitar, Brody.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, you can microwave mugs.
Miss Kathy brought him that. What you want to do?
Do this.
All right, here. Over there on that. I done this other. All right, that's probably a plenty.
What, can I do that?
It'll be you'll have too much on it. All right, we need to bring the camera over here, Michelle, some way or another.
Okay.
Looks mighty white looking, don't it?
Can you see?
Not really.
Can I do
I'm
that?
tempted to wipe the camera lens off.
Can I do that?
Your hands clean?
Yeah.
You washed them since you got home. Well, put it on there. Don't get burnt. I want it over in the middle. You put them little pieces on there. How about that?
All right.
You can put them back here. Just throw them right in there. Just throw them on there. Mr. Helper. Stop.
Do you want a salad or you just like?
Yeah.
Now what we're gonna do?
I'm gonna stand here and go cook. I don't know. That looks mighty white looking.
I'm gonna
That
leave
didn't
this
help
right
matters. Not one bit, did
Would
it?
you smear it?
Yeah, I made it worse.
All right, buddy.
I'm back.
You come wash your hands.
No, I want to do that.
You want to play with that spatula? There
Yeah.
you go.
Ow, it's hot.
Just warm.
Yeah, it's hot.
It's hot. Yeah, it's hot. I didn't see it.
Tell me when I need to flip them.
Here's your fish mitt.
Wait, when did you get that?
That's what I got for Christmas. It's a fish mitt.
That's hilarious.
I don't know. It feels wet and cold in it. It is a fish. Well, it's upside down fish. All right, him. Let me have it. I need to cook. We just enough playing. I wonder if I'm gonna be able to taste how many horns he had, how many points he was. Reckon it'll make any difference at all?
What?
I'm gonna tell y'all, I had a couple of them old boys that was really upset that I shot too little of a deer. I mean, it really bothered them. And what really bothered them the most is I never would agree that, if you'll let all these deer walk, they'll be bigger next year. I told them, I said, all you're doing is letting them go so your neighbor can shoot them. They never understood that I'm going to get my 3 bucks and I'm going to shoot the 3 biggest ones on the property. And that's just how that is. If there's 3, 4 points on there and that's the biggest thing on the property, I'm shooting all 3 of them. Because I'm after deer meat. Now, if there's a 12 point and a 10 point and an 8 point, I'm going to shoot them, you know. That's the whole purpose of getting cameras and running them. I know what's there now. I am well aware that this time of year when they start rutting that you can have bucks that you ain't had on that property all year show up. I mean, that's a given. So, but you don't know that they coming.
Can I do that?
You want to get burnt bad, ain't you?
Please, can I do it?
Please, can I do it here?
Can I do the big ones?
No, not yet. Don't let them cook just a little bit. I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee. You tell them people what some tale or something. You got something to tell them?
Yeah.
What?
So y'all
Oh Lord, y'all in for it now.
if y'all kill 2 deer, y'all might want to have one of these and put them on both of something. On both of these parts. And you're gonna need one of these to flip them over like a hamburger. Like you gotta flip them so the down part don't get burnt.
Well, what'd you make up?
Lots of
You ain't misled none of them, have you?
no.
All right, let's flip them big ones.
All right.
Let's start over here and let's see what. Yeah,
Can I do?
start flipping them. Don't put that meat up there. Here, let me do this for you. Let me drag these over here out of the way. All right, now flip them. Just slide up under it and turn it over. Hang on, son. You got to go under it fast like that, see?
All right, I can do that.
You can?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
I'm going to shove you 1 or 2 over here to do. Let me do these other, well, that one's done on its own. I'll shove you this one over here to do.
All right.
Let me do that. All right. There you go.
Can I tell them a few things?
Yeah, tell them whatever you want to tell them. As long as it's the truth.
So sometimes,
That may have ended its story.
sometimes y'all want to buy a big gun that has the biggest bullet ever that can just kill a deer straight away.
Yeah, after I shot one the other day 3 times before I got it, I didn't tell all of that. I shot that deer 3 times
Yeah.
with a 270 short barrel. I think about going to get me a 50 BMG bolt action.
Yeah.
That way, when we go find him and get him, we can just go ahead and put him in a jar and can him. It'll be already tenderized.
Yeah. So anyway, so I'm trying to think.
You trying to think? Well, let me talk to him here. So, did somebody seriously ask what the secret to marriage is? And I'm gonna be honest with you. If you really want to make a marriage work, you're gonna have to learn forgiveness, and you're gonna have to learn that I've made my decision on something and I'm gonna stick by it, because I promise you, you'll find reasons to pack up and walk off from any woman or any man you ever settle down with. And then when you go get you another one, you're going to find problems with them. So you have to make a conscious decision that, you know what, I'm making a decision, I'm going to keep this one. And there's going to be a lot about them you don't like. And you're just going to have to know there's probably a lot about you that they don't like. So when you understand all of that, you know, that you ain't the perfect one in the bunch, it makes it a lot easier.
And old Sasquatch says get a frying pan.
Frying pan probably help a lot. I tell you what I need is some chapstick.
Lips trapped.
That wind feels like they about to just crack right open on the top up there.
Brody, you might have to go in and get Dave some chapstick. I've been smearing that Vaseline around Brody's lip. I don't know if he went earlier in the week, if he was chewing on his lips or what he was doing, but he had a big old red place right around here.
I was doing this to it.
Oh, show the camera. What
I
was
was
you
doing
doing?
this to it when it started itching,
You was chewing on it.
and I started scratching on it with my finger.
So I've been chasing him around with the Vaseline.
So we ain't got nothing else we cooking on here. Okay.
Can I help do that?
Yeah, you can slither it around and move it and shuffle it and roll it around. I don't care.
All day, all night says we aren't married, but my lady lives about 15 minutes down the road. It works really well.
That's probably the ideal situation. And you probably get along better if instead of meeting each other, you just, kind of text on the phone every now and then. It'd probably be the ideal thing.
Hey, y'all. Y'all see when it's starting to look like that?
Watch back.
You probably want to
Watch back.
overcook it
I
a
put
little
plantain
bit.
salve on Brody's lips the other day, and he went to squealing and hollering. He said if they was burning. I think he's just making it up. I ain't never had plantain salve.
Plantain ain't never
Give me
burnt
milk.
nothing. I don't know why that
Yeah.
temperature went down on that. There's plenty of gas in the bottle. I noticed it wasn't cooking like I thought it ought to. Which the lower you cook something, the more tender it'll be. So I ain't mad about it.
Can I do that?
I don't think you can.
I
I told you a while ago to do it and you didn't.
Let me do it again, then.
Well, I done it now. You can fool with them little ones right there.
Right.
You gonna be chef night tonight?
Yeah. You can't want to press them down.
Well, you press them down. I'm gonna go put another log on the fire along with this wad of paper towel.
So y'all, when it starts to look like some of that, and they don't start to look cooked enough, you probably want to overcook them.
You probably want to overcook it.
Yeah, if they don't start to look like these.
I'm gonna play with Brody's guitar while he.
See them right there. Like, if it's mushed right there and it's all bloodied up, you probably want to overcook it. They're kind of like getting their skin burnt off. So why you want to do all this stuff? I want to do like this to see if they're mushy and squishy, and if they get cut, if they're in half, then that means you'll have to overcook them. And if they're hard like this, that means they don't have to be overcooked. You want to kind of do this. Now this big one is definitely going to be mine. That one right there. But see, it kind of has a little hole and blood is coming out. That's it's popping out. Some of the skin is popping out because this is so hot. It started busting.
You through telling all that?
No.
Let me have that. Let me check on stuff.
So I pretty much want to do all that.
Yeah.
All them big ones. Them big ones.
I'm fixing to get them off. I don't warm them up. I like mine red in the middle. You like yours red in the middle?
No. I don't want.
Oh, cooler, you in the way.
I can do that. Yeah, can I do that?
What?
Get them on there.
I don't know where we got these new blue kitchenware.
I'll get the blue.
You gonna let some of them cook a little more? That in there's got red juice running out. You know what that is?
Yeah,
What?
blood.
Ah,
Look at that small one.
yeah.
That's kind of the skin is burning off. And you kind of want the skin, but if you don't want the skin, you can just eat it like that.
We got plates and forks and stuff.
So you don't have to tear
What
the skin
you wrapped
off
up
and
in
eat that part.
curtain there.
You kind of,
That dog come out with you.
Did it?
Yeah.
Well, I thought I got away from it.
You was tangled up in that curtain. He went right between your feet.
Here's
yeah,
your plate.
is he supposed to be outside?
No.
Yeah. Now remember, you got hollered at for letting him out. You didn't ever turn that over. You just pushed it around.
So you kind of don't want to do that. You kind of want to flip them on the side. Or the side's going to get colder. And you're going to have to overcook that piece of meat. And by the time it's done, it'll be done.
You know a lot for a little fella. You know that?
Yeah.
Put it on here. Go under phase. Oh, now don't dump it off in the. I thought when I was finna have a big one, he dropped that on the ground. Here, get the. All right, rake these back to you over here,
Yeah.
where you can reach them here. I'm mad they ready to get off too.
Yeah. You don't want to eat them raw.
Why not? The Indians eat stuff raw.
What?
Yeah.
But it don't taste good. So don't try it. You might get sick.
Why? What if you don't get sick?
But I saw a lot of YouTube videos of people eating raw stuff and
Well,
getting
what
sick.
happened to them? You fix and throw that on the ground. All right, cut it off.
See, I kind of want to do that.
Yeah. All right.
So what all was he telling them?
They ain't no telling. I had him tuned down.
So I also want to know,
He'd asked a lot of questions and then he don't never know what the answers to them are. Because he can't read the iPad.
I'll break your arm.
You just soon French kiss a rattlesnake you had mess with me.
What?
Quit.
You want a piece of deer meat?
Yeah. Is it hot?
You gonna let it cool down a minute?
Yeah, where's
I'm
my
not.
milk?
It's inside.
I'm not.
You don't want any milk?
Well, my stump ain't big enough. Jarred them, I did. You coming over here? What you doing?
I'm fixing to.
You trying to catch that nut?
Yeah, I'm gonna put him in the bedroom.
Well, I'll show you how to catch him. Come here, dog. Puppy.
That's
better come
mean,
grab it,
Justin.
yeah.
That's mean.
But it worked. Oh, Lord, it worked. Dear Lord, we're so thankful for this food. We pray, Lord, that you bless it to the nourishment of our bodies to give us strength and good health. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All rightly. So what you gonna do, Brody?
Just talk a little bit.
Just talk a little bit, all right? Well, this ought to be interesting.
Let me finish my milk.
You got milk?
Mhm.
What'd you do? Put it in the glass you had orange juice in?
Already done. Now.
Now, he said. He's probably fixing to tell y'all some stories. Probably ain't nearby the truth. Huh?
So, when y'all doing a live, y'all pretty much want to cook some stuff.
Oh, you gonna tell them how to do a live?
No, I'm going to tell them. Yeah, I'm going to tell them how I cook and do a live.
How many times you cooked?
I do not know.
Well, how you gonna tell them how?
I just,
You just make it up as you go like everybody else does.
Right. I'll phrase you. So anyway, y'all pretty much want to, you don't be talking.
He took over your show tonight.
He just took Slam over. I mean, he's got it.
You know what I just said?
He's told me to hush.
So anyway, y'all, I said be quiet. So, if you're cooking meat, that way you can just talk.
You can't talk if you tell somebody to hush.
Anyway, you're going to argue.
I done got fired from my own show.
Here, come get you some do-rag.
All right.
You know, I believe if this deer had been a little bigger, he'd have tasted better.
You got milk on your face.
I bet if I'd have waited the next year and shot this deer, he'd have been better, wouldn't he?
This one was the one that was dripping blood all over the thing. So I want to cook deer meat.
Roscoe gonna take it from you. You keep dangling it around out there in front of him. He don't have any convictions.
Pretty hard.
Yeah, that's cause we let him go too long. We should have shot him when he was a spike and you could have chewed him.
Yeah. We let him get too old.
I'm gonna tell you. You sit here and eat this meat like this right here, you liable to get up and go shoot you a nutting in the morning. I mean, let them grow.
Yeah, you probably want to let him be a teenager deer. And then shoot them and eat them.
Well, Brody, when you gonna shoot one?
Probably tomorrow.
What you doing? Just licking it?
No, I'm sucking it. Trying to get it softened up so I can
Well,
eat
what
it.
gun you gonna shoot one with?
Maybe a 45-70.
Boy, you done stepped on up there now, ain't you?
Yeah, 45-70.
Well, that thing's got a little bit of a kick to it.
Yeah.
You stick it under your arm and you'll know it.
Jeff said, who got upset with you?
All on Facebook, somebody always gets side. They really like to tell you how to do.
Those are pretty good.
I don't have no trouble on YouTube with folks too much no more. I done run everybody off it that likes to correct you him.
Deaver said, whoever said that probably still has an empty freezer. And Judith says she puts her steaks in the crock pot with cream mushroom soup. That sounds good.
You gotta try and tear it and rip it a little bit.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I'm pretty
Before you
partial
eat
to
it.
them the way they are right here. I really am.
If you don't stop talking when I'm talking, you're fixing
I was talking before you was talking.
Don't be talking back, Brody.
If this would be fire for
Hey.
your channel.
I tell you what, you're gonna have to start your own channel if you're gonna sit there and talk the whole time.
I don't have anything to film with. You know
I
what?
give you a camera.
What?
What'd you do with that blue camera I gave you? Well, when you don't keep up with stuff, you don't have stuff.
You want? You probably want to try and tear it and chew it. Rip it a little bit to get it to come off.
That's what I say, Jason. Somebody was feeling feisty.
What?
Brody's feeling a little feisty.
What?
He's full of spunk. He been following Daddy around today. Where'd we go today?
To the pawn shop.
What all we do there?
We looked at guns.
You find any you like?
Yeah, I found two.
What was
A
it?
camouflage shotgun.
Found a little Mossberg Pump 410, about $550. We may have to wind up with folks said before it's all said and done.
Yeah.
Probably gonna load that little Remington 7mm 08 and let him shoot it. Somebody told me I needed to just load it light powder.
And Alicia said, Lawson said, hey, Brody. Tell Lawson, say, hey, Lawson.
Hey, Lawson.
Lawson's Brody's cousin.
Yeah. I know a kid that, if y'all have a kid, that kid would probably like this.
Some of them's got kids.
Yeah. But
Some of them got little boys just like you are watching.
yeah. And the kid I started watching, his name is Evan Storm. He hangs out with his dad.
You've been watching Evan Storm.
Yeah, he hangs out with his dad a lot. He plays outside with his army men. They do a lot of videos.
Dave, that 223 we was shooting the other day, he can hit with it, but that rifle is entirely too heavy for him to tote. In my opinion, that 223 ain't a good round for a deer, for a kid that's gonna probably make a bad shot. Which Brody at 50 yards is hitting a 4-inch plate down there.
Hey, read your comment.
Yeah, read your comments. You know it.
I don't know which one.
Read all of them.
What do you?
Well, you had a lot of them popping up.
Oh,
So,
I thought you was after one in particular.
Let's see.
so
Miss Rhonda, I'm so sorry to hear that Mr. Ronald passed away.
Oh, really?
We'll be praying for y'all.
So sorry to hear that. Mr. Ronald sent me a collapsible fishing pole that honestly, it is in the back of my truck. It stays in there behind the seat right there. So when I'm beaver trapping, my grinnell baits is in there that I could grinnell fish if I wanted to. And it was an ideal pole to put in there to do that with. And he had sent stuff and watched videos.
So y'all,
Brody is 6 years old, 6.5 years old.
yeah. In a few days, I'm fixing to be 7.
Your birthday
In 6 months. But Rhonda Tapley will be praying for y'all. Oh, really will.
I just read this
Sorry
part
for your
out.
loss. We will miss Mr. Ronald, I know. William Robert, the live from the live shop will not be on a regular scheduled thing. We may eventually get to that, but as of right now, it probably won't, because what it does, it depends on when I get things kind of organized, because you don't want me to film while I'm grinding on blades. It's a loud racket. I mean, there's just, or if I'm cutting blades out, it's just a lot of racket you don't want to probably hear. When I get to trying to do some unique stuff, we'll probably go do some live leather work, such as that kind of stuff. I wanted to get to where I was working on some unique projects, but I don't know that that's ever going to get to happen. I stay behind too much. Michael Gatlin asked, did I not film the buck that I killed? I'll tell you why I did not. That buck, which day was it I didn't go hunt? I stayed here, I think it was Wednesday. I was here all day. That buck was in after daylight at the feeder that Wednesday. He come back before dark Wednesday night. And then Wednesday night through the night, he come in 2 or 3 times. So I went the next morning and walked in before daylight. I was in the stand at 5:30. It was barely good daylight when the first doe come out. And I could barely see. I mean, I could see enough to tell it was a deer, but she had to get up pretty close so I could make sure there wasn't no horns. And when you turn the camera on, you can't see anything on the camera that early.
Can I talk now?
No. Whenever, like tonight, I went and hunt for a while this evening. I had a camera set up, and way before it got dark, when I would turn the camera on, you couldn't see hardly anything on the screen. So I'm going to have to, if I film hunts like that, I'm going to have to come up with an expensive camera that will handle very low light situations. I mean, if I get fortunate enough to shoot one up in the middle of the day, we're going to do it. But I was done. In fact, I did start filming after I shot the deer and it was on the ground when I walked up there to it. And I held the camera out there, and honest to God, I could barely see my face in the screen. So it's light enough that I can see what I'm doing, but the camera don't pick up enough light. So I didn't get to film it. I've toted camera gear around and toted camera gear around, and I'm not going to get to film a good hunt. The best I've done so far was the turkeys. Those gobblers that came up this week and I got to film was amazing. Them gobblers, they come right up to me. And that's probably as close as I've ever been to turkeys, or at least big grown gobblers anyway. And they're hanging around in that area. I know about where they are now. I don't know if they'll still be there over in the spring when it's time to turkey hunt. But when I get through with this piece of meat right here, we got some things to discuss.
Like what?
Camping.
Oh.
How many of y'all want to go camping? We have dates set at Pickinsville Campground for late April. This will be the weekend after Easter. I think Thursday is the 16th of April through Sunday. We have to leave Sunday morning on the 19th. I done reserved my spots and paid for them. So if you're interested, you can get on recreation.gov pull up Pickinsville Campground. This is Pickinsville, Alabama, on the Tom Bigby River. And you can make reservations. I will be at site 144. And I'll have it where I can tie my boat up. I will have my boat there and I will be fishing some. The thing about it is I am not doing guided fishing. In other words, don't come expecting to get in the boat with me to go fishing, because I cannot take everybody. And for insurance and safety and all that, I just can't load up people's young'uns and all, because, I mean, it's, if something happens, then it's my fault. You understand. So just let that be known up front. It's not going to be come, hey, I'm going to get in the boat and we're going to. But what we're going to do is we're going to be set up to cook at the campground. If we don't catch fish, we will go to Superior Catfish and buy catfish and we'll cook fish. Superior Catfish is not that far away from over there. They in Macon. But most likely by then I will have catfish caught. I probably will go a weekend before this and catch catfish and have catfish where we can fry catfish over there.
I plan on going.
We're going to take the camper, park it on the camper spot. I'm probably also going to take the teepee and set it up out there somewhere. Whether I actually sleep in it or not, we'll see. But I do want to carry the teepee and set it up. I think it'll just be cool to have it there. So, what else? If you can make it that weekend and you got a camper, you can put a tent up. You can just rent you a camping spot. You find you a place to stay there. And we'll be there. It'll be late in April. The weather could be, puppy, get off that gas line. The weather is iffy this time of year in Mississippi. Late April is when we have a lot of tornado weather. So it'll be one of those things that we'll be watching close the week prior, because them tour cons, they'll be, and they're pretty accurate with that stuff now. They pretty spot on with it. So if it's going to be a really, really like those days we're going to be there, we're going to have a line of storms coming through, we may cancel the whole thing. I am not going to put myself in a camper on a campground when the tour cons get up like 3, 4, and 5. So just be aware of that. Other than that, the weather should be warm. It should be beautiful. It should be perfect time of year. So is anybody interested in going? I know Mr. Larry Alexander had told me that he wanted to go.
Keith, I do like my job. So the job at the vet's office. So I worked at this same clinic. I worked there for probably close to 10 years. And then when I had Brody, I come home. And so I've been home ever since. But they recently built a boarding facility next to the vet clinic. And that's where I'm at. I'm at the boarding facility right now. But I do enjoy it. I do.
Petey, how are you? Y'all hadn't killed any more deer up there, Petey?
Bobby Stokes says it's going to be like a meet and greet.
It is going to be like a meet and greet. This is the whole purpose. People that can come rent them a camper spot, and you don't have to have a camper. Buy you a tent and put it up, sleep in the tent, get you an air mattress. Hey, Jeffrey Gray has lived in a tent and air mattress up here on his land for a year while he built stuff. You can pull it off. It won't be that bad hot here that time of year. Like I said, we're going to watch the weather. If the weather gets out of hand, we'll probably just cancel the whole thing. I hate to do that. But this is the best way for me to set up and be somewhere and be like, hey, y'all, this is where I'm gonna be, and you want to come hang out, and I'd love to meet all of you that want to come. We'll have the electric bicycle, and I got a scooter now that we can ride around, and um, so if y'all got electric bikes or whatever,
And your brother told me
there's
yesterday he got his spots booked. So.
there's my brother will be there. They have a camper. There is places to fish from the bank. It's probably not the greatest fishing, but it ain't but about a half a mile to a mile right down the road to the lock and dam. And this is the Tom Bevel Lock and Dam, and there's a lot of people that catch a lot of good catfish on the backside of that levee, and then I've seen people catching fish up and down through there. This will also be the time of year where the crappie is spawning. There will be a lot of probably people crappie fishing there. Tom Bigby has some excellent crappie fishing. I have not been fortunate enough to really do well with the crappie up there. So maybe I will have it figured out by then. But I love this area. It's a beautiful campground. A lot of big trees in it, shaded areas. Just a beautiful campground. At night, you can sit and watch the tugboats and the barges go up and down the river. There's yachts that go up and down through there. So, I mean, it is a navigable big waterway. We've always had a ball up there. There is no phone service hard up there. Mind you that. So don't get up there and think you're going to just stream and play on the internet no whole lot. It's not there now. And if you got Starlink that is mobile, you're going to have to pick and choose where you set it up because you're going to be under a bunch of trees. So that kind of knocks that out. I had almost got me a Starlink Mini. My brother has one. I started to order me one, but we don't camp enough. My brother and them, they go camping a lot more than we do. And I say every year, well, we're going to camp more this year. We're going to do more this year. Well, I don't never do more. I always wind up about the same. So I quit saying what all I was going to do. And if I can, I will. And if I don't, I don't. Nothing I can do about it. Hang on. Let me give Roscoe some. He's about to starve to death.
Jeffrey, no, the coffee cups are not on Etsy. The coffee cups are on my personal pottery website. It's www.southernmudpottery.net.
Is that Jeffrey Gray
Where?
you was talking to?
No. Uh-huh.
I found a salad over there. Now I'm going to be on my diet.
Good night.
Jeff Claudel, you have to visit them thrift stores and the Goodwill, and I guarantee you'll find a tent and air mattress for a little or nothing. When we traveling on the road, we love to go to Goodwills and thrift stores just to treasure hunt, just to see what you can find. And there's always air mattresses in every one of them and tents galore. Because people will buy a tent, go camping one time and realize this ain't for me.
Brody,
Especially down here where it's hot.
I feel like it looks bad.
I can make a bigger than a 12 ounce. This one actually will hold about 12 ounces. This cut right here.
I got the prettiest
But
cup.
I have
ain't
made
gonna
them bigger
lie.
than a 12 ounce.
I finally got the prettiest cup.
How many days did you book us? Friday?
We're going to get there Thursday, and we're going to leave Sunday.
Hey, when are we gonna leave?
And you don't have to stay the whole time we're there. I mean, if you can only come spend a night one night, by all means come and set up and spend a night one night and go home if you have to. I realize people are working and other stuff, so.
Quit. Sorry, Roscoe.
And if this goes very well, we may can get it to where it's something that we do in other places. I would love to go to some other states and stay at campgrounds and do some of this. The only problem is our little old camper, I'm nervous about pulling it very far. What we need to find is one of these little places that's got a lot of cabins that everybody could show up and rent them a little cabin to stay in, and we could overtake one of these little campgrounds. We ought to make some reservations on over in the summer up at Maggie Valley. That would be fun. Because it ain't already overrun with people.
Jeff says, is there anything you want to bring, like food-wise? Deaver said, should we bring cooking stoves, etc.? Coleman stove, bring some Kentucky's finest deer. He thinks it tastes the same as Mississippi deer.
It don't matter to me what we do. I'm probably going to take that basket fryer that I've got over here, simply because you can fry a good bit of stuff in it.
Robbie Payne, I'm not sure how long the spots are, but you can look on there. It's what is it called?
It's recreation.gov. You can go on there and all this information, and that's the only place you can reserve a spot at the campground. You can't call them and reserve a spot. So
Mom, go get butt pop.
go to recreation.gov. Brody, go to recreation.gov and pull up Pickinsville Campground, and Brody. I can't think when he's doing all that. But you pull it up and it's got all the information on what their stuff is. There, go let him in. Dog, come in. I think it's finna go hunting him. Go in there and get the fire poker.
Fire pokey.
In or out?
He went in the door and got sidetracked. He ain't gonna make it back. Alright, let me get this and read comments now. I know I'm way behind. Robbie, I know they have motor homes that come up there. Now, I don't know how long the pads are. It may be limited to which spots you can get now. But I know I have seen motor homes up there. And it's a huge campground. Jason McKenzie, the dates are April the 17th through the 19th, which is a Thursday through a Sunday. Keith Bingman, I can understand about that air mattress. We slept on one. Our problem is every time we spend a night on one, it's flat in the mornings. Throw it away and get another and it'll do the same thing. They allow 2 vehicles per camping spot, so Samuel Pruitt, they don't have cabins that I'm aware of. I about know they don't. And Dave, there's enough trees up there that there's some of those camping spots you could put a hammock. But now what I started doing is like I did when I was beaver trapping. I tied my hammock one end of the corner of my truck and the other end of a tree. So that way, as long as I found one tree, I could still hammock camp. Now that is the way to go, camping out of your truck, in my opinion. But I agree with you, the hammock is by far more comfortable than on the ground with an air mattress or something. You know, Keith Bingham, it's not no great long ways from Pickwick. Pickwick is up in the upper corner of the state, and it is on the Tombigbee River. So it runs down. It's probably it may be 100 miles. I don't know. But it ain't no just drastic long ways. It may not even be that far. Mike, we ain't been live all year. We ain't even talked to none of y'all all year. New Year's jokes, y'all. Dad jokes. Thomas, I don't know anything about a Weatherby Vanguard, but we went to the pawn shop today and looked at some, and I'm going to be honest with you. I really like the looks of that Ruger American. They had several. They had the Rancher and the, I don't know what all the names are. There's 3 different models there. I don't know. Is the other one? It wasn't a Scout. It was a Defender, maybe. I don't know. They just go from short to long. I wanted the medium length barrel, and then the stock has a removable section. And what I was looking at is the fact that we could buy one, and then you could put the stock back on it as he grew up, or either for me or whatever. We could. It wouldn't just be okay, we outgrew this gun, throw it away, you know. Yeah, Jeff, I'll be on 144. I like Ruger stuff, Keith. Ruger makes some nice guns, but now this pawn shop that we have up here, they deal in new guns, and there's everything you think of in there. I mean, they have some really nice guns, but most everything now has a synthetic stock. And I like the green with the gold colored barrel, which is in the full length Rugers. So I couldn't get one of them for Brody, but what I may wind up doing is buying me one of them in a 300 300 Winchester Magnum. We would definitely bring enough firewood, Rhonda. I'm gonna have a fire if all possible. My wife gets kind of fussy about it because it gets smoky. And speaking of fire, I gotta poke this one up over here. It is and I may have to go get my fire poker. I told her in or out. Did y'all hear when she said that, in or out? I knew that was over then. Oh. All right. Now I need a fresh cup of coffee, and I'll be right back. Come on, puppy. He runs out every time that door cracks. All right, now I'm situated. I got me a fresh cup of coffee. Let's do it like this. Since ain't nobody gonna be out here with me, let's fix it where y'all can watch that fire right there. I think y'all like to look at that fire a little bit. That way somebody can tell me to put wood on it. Cause I will forget. I'll get to talking and won't pay it no attention. All right. All right. I had to take care of something right there I didn't want to have to look at all night. I didn't know what it was. It was just kind of annoying me. All right. Rossi. Keith, we don't have a fire going in the house. It is not that cold. We really have to pick and choose when we have a fire here. That's like people don't understand, you know, like me burning green wood and it don't burn hot. Well, if I get it going like this is right now and then and there's a green log in here. That green log will burn slow through the night if I want it to, or if I get a hot fire, that joker will get to rolling and put out some heat. So we really try to keep a fire low and not just a roaring fire in the house, because I promise y'all, it'll get hot. That house is well insulated and it'll get hot fast in there. Well, when it gets cold here, it's really just cold through the night. You want a fire late at night when you're in there. You want a fire early in the morning when you get up. But we don't try to keep a fire going all day in there unless we're having like one of these really bad cold spells. Because here it'll get down in the 20s sometimes at night and then be up in the 50s and all up the next day. So right now it's probably, Lord, it's 50 something degrees right now. So it's really not cold. Just enough that out here you enjoy having a fire. So out here I build a fire more than I do in the house because I just enjoy having a fire. I like to smell that wood burn. Dave, I ain't get to look at them boots. I have not. Coach, you don't see that foreign language anymore. Yeah, Mike, I had to turn them off. I don't know what they was really wanting to preach something, and they probably had good intentions, but you don't get on somebody else's channel and try to take over. I don't think. Somebody after attention. We all trying to sit here and just have a good time tonight. Jason and I have not even really put any thought into medicinal plants. I really need to go. I see that everybody has all of a sudden jumped on this pine needle bandwagon. Pine needles was the very first medicinal plant that I ever fooled with. I made pine needle tea. And it has some healing qualities, but it's not like a heal-all medicine. Its powers are very limited, but it has a lot of vitamin C, which will really help you when you get sick. Pine needle tea is a good thing to drink, vitamin C, and help you get over stuff, but I just don't view it as this is going to heal something. There's a lot better medicines to use for most things, but I mean, if you the reason you learn medicinal plants is you have to, well, what can I find right now? So right now, pine needles is a readily available if you hadn't prepared in the summer for being sick in the winter. Yeah, Coach, I couldn't deal with all that either. And not that I was mad at him. I mean, I'm sure the guy had probably really good intentions, but I was just getting on my nerves. And he can still hear us talking about him, and he's still typing it and don't know we can't see it. I don't know, Dave. It'll probably be when deer season's over when I make the beaver boots. I really want to, but I got way too much going on. They just ain't enough hours in a daytime. I mean, Roscoe, I banged him in the head with my coffee cup. I didn't see him stick his noggin up there. Roscoe's been very needy the last couple of days, and it is because the last 2 weeks I've been hunting a lot, and I've been gone a good bit. Gone before he gets up. When he gets out of the bed, I ain't even here no more. And then I leave, and I don't come back till after dark. He knows I'm rambling around in the woods. He's been bad, need a lot of attention. No, don't get up here. Don't get up here. Cornbread said, well, he is officially retired after 43 years with the same company and construction. It's strange not getting up and going to work. It really is. I have always, my whole life, since I got it, well, I guess you count school, you get up every morning and go somewhere at daylight. And I've been so blessed the last 4 or 5 years to be at home, working for myself. I have worked harder and put more hours in and done more since I've worked for myself, because it takes a whole lot more to make it than just working a certain number of hours and getting a check and coming to the house, and then you come home and you can turn everything off. Here, it's a nonstop. I get up in the morning editing videos, and I'm laying there replying to stuff. I can't even watch TV at night for answering and replying, and I don't know. It's one of those things that just keeps going. But I've got to get a little better grip on it than I have had. But it's a blessing to get up when you want to and go. But it is weird at first. It's strange feeling. I don't know. You'll get used to it though. But congratulations on retirement and the hard work you've done all these years. Melinda, the link to these mugs is at southernmudpottery.net. I don't know if she posted it in the chat, but I don't know if she's in there watching or reading the chat. She may type it in and put it in there or something. Coach, you about right. He said you're just working for a different boss. Miss Janet is officially retired. Well, congratulations. Deaver, I worked for my sister, actually. My sister and her husband at the time He was a mechanic, and they built a shop and was doing repairs to mostly gravel trucks. And I went to work for them and worked in their shop for about 2 years, and then they give me a service truck. And I spent 2 years at Yates, Yates Construction. I was in their shop for 2 years working on backhoes, telehandlers, a few bulldozers, one giant tractor. I don't know what all I told. A lot of other trucks and trailers and stuff. But I spent 2 solid years. And I got up every morning and went to their shop and worked out of my service truck out on the yard at different stuff all day, every day. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed working at Yates more than I did down there working on the actual semi trucks. But it was at a shop. It wasn't a dealership or anything. It was an independent mechanic. Jeff, click the first date, click Thursday, and then click the last date. Don't hit each date. Don't go down the order clicking the dates. When you pull your dates up, hit the first one and the last one, and it'll automatically select everything in between the dates. Walter Coleman said he got his tablet going. I meant to call you back again today, Walter, but I had several other phone calls, and Brody got us in the pawn shop walking around looking at guns, and that kind of done us in. There's the link. Somebody said they got their doe tag filled with a 357 Magnum. Lord, that my comments just right there, Matt. Got my doe tag filled here in Ohio, 357 Magnum lever action. I think a 357 Magnum lever action is an excellent round. I wanted the 44 because I had a 44 Super Blackhawk. But I do think that a 357 in a lever action gun would be an excellent little gun. Deaver, Pickinsville is in Alabama. And to buy an out-of-state fishing license, I honest to God don't know which one to recommend. Because I use a Mississippi license being a Mississippi resident, because they recognize it above Tom Bevel Lock and Dam up. They recognize a Mississippi license. But it is technically in Alabama. So I feel sure that they will recognize an Alabama license there as well. However, I don't know which one is cheaper as an out-of-state license, and I don't know for a fact which one they recognize. I know I use a Mississippi license there, but I've never encountered a game warden up there, to be honest with you. But now, they might be 20 up there that weekend. I don't know. You make sure you select Thursday, Jeff, and then select Sunday, the 17th, and then touch on the 19th, and it should select all the days in between there. Jason McKenzie is booked. Awesome. David, I think you can get a 1-day fishing license or a 3-day. I'm not sure what all they offer here. Huck said he got his 7-point with a Ruger American Gen 2 and 22 ARC, a new to me caliber. I had a guy highly recommending that 7 by whatever. I can't remember all them little numbers. They had one there, but we was looking at a little bolt action 350 Legend that they had there today. Cornbread said his grandson Henry said, Papa, the good thing about it is you can spend more time with me. That's awesome, Cornbread. That grandboy thinks a lot of you. Spend time with him, take him fishing, take him outside, do some good stuff. Y'all will have a ball this summer and spring. Gunner, we are booking dates April the 17th, 18th, and 19th, which is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 17th, 18th, 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th, I think. I know it's Thursday through Sunday. So this is at Pickinsville Campground in Alabama on the Tombigbee River. I am going to be at site 144. I'm going to take the camper. I'm going to take the teepee. We're going to put everything up, and everybody that's got a camper or a tent or want to sleep in the back of their truck, it is a campground. You can go to recreation.gov and rent camping spots. They got a map on there, so you can find 144 is over next to the boat ramp, but it's in the loop. And what I will do is I got it where I can pull my boat up right there at the end of that campground. It on the water and just tie it up, and I don't have to constantly launch my boat in and out of the water. We're all gonna be staying at the campground for 3 or 4 days and just cook and build a fire and hang out and whatever, just meet and greet. Spend a weekend up there doing whatever. I get to meet a lot of y'all wonderful people. I've been trying to figure out a good way to do it, and I think this is about the right thing. Yeah, Stuart, the Thursday is the 16th. So that is right. It's not 17th. That makes more sense. Clifton Clark, how are you? Yeah, Dave, the thing here with the 350 Legend and being a straight wall cartridge is people can use them on the primitive weapon hunt. That's what a lot of the guys are looking at. But if I buy Brody the little bolt action when you can't use it. Here they require it to be a single action, single shot firearm to use it for primitive weapon. We lost Uncle Sasquatch somewhere along the way. He must have went and put the fancy chicken to bed. Eric, I've heard that the 350 Legend is a good gun. I don't have any experience with it. Tara, I killed my first deer with a 243, and I was about Brody's age, and the gun was way too long for me. And that's when my dad bought me a 7mm 08 and a junior model. And I'm going to give that rifle to Brody, but I don't know if he's ready for it or not. But we're going to see. We may get it out tomorrow and shoot it and see if he can hit with it. But the problem is I went hunting this afternoon and asked Brody, you going with me now? So, he don't need a rifle if he ain't going to go with me and hunt. Uncle Sasquatch, I just missed you. I just missed seeing a comment from you up there. I said, well, he must be gone. Henry 350 Legend. I had somebody mention a Henry. I did not see one in a Henry up there today when I was looking. Larry, I don't know if there is or not a store that you can get a license at right there. There is a store there, but I don't think they sell license, so I can't answer that. I'm gonna say no. It's small town, middle of nowhere. Stop buy you some groceries before you get close, cause it ain't gonna be a whole lot right there. There is a town of Pickinsville there that has a Dollar General, I think, but they don't have a lot. Dave, I looked at them tripods today, and them things is over $200. I said, you know what? I believe I can build one. I got some tripods, but they ain't like them. Julius McKinney, how are you? One of the skillets has legs, Miss Darlena. That'll be neat. That'll be very good for cooking out on the fires and such as that. Be excellent for that. Dave, how much are these licenses? Oh, you talking about the tripods. Some of them may not be. I know Mike Culpepper has got one. Mike, how much did you give for your tripod that you shoot off of? He said a skillet with legs is called a spider. Yeah, Samuel Pruitt, Jeffrey Gray lives out of the Holler Dollar. There's one not far up the road from over there where his camp is, and he goes there pretty regular. Yep, I learned something new, Miss Darlene. I didn't know what it was. So, Danny, you bought a tripod from Walmart for $100. That might be. See, the thing about the tripod that I did like was we could pop the tideweed blind up anywhere. Brody can see through the blind. We can set the rifle up where he can stand up there and shoot out the window with it standing up. He ain't got to hold it. For him, it would be an ideal setup. But it's a little late in the year this year to put that blind up and set it up for him like that. James, I got most of the wrinkles out. I hadn't fooled with it anymore. I hadn't been here. The days that I was here this week, I was working in the shop and didn't fool with the TP. Right now, our rut is wide open. So if you're going to deer hunt and have a good chance at a buck, now obviously you kill a buck anytime if you find him. But right now, they really roaming. And so next week or so, I'll probably be deer hunting hard and heavy. I've got 2 more bucks that I can get, and then I will be, I'll get my does. I'm going to grind a lot of this deer up right here. So we may do a video grinding up deer meat out here one day this week. But I have not fooled with a TP. It is, just hadn't had time to get in it and fool with it. It's rained a little bit, drizzly. Biggest thing right now is I got to get out there and kill the ants out of it. It has got a lot of ants in it. And y'all talking about tripods. I've got a couple of camera tripods that if I get a different head that'll hold the rifle, that's all I would have to do and I could use them. David Russian, I have the material to make a liner for the TP. I just hadn't got out there and put it in it. I keep finding other stuff that's more important to do. Stewart said 3 sticks and some duct tape. Yeah, for me that'll work, but with Brody, I don't know. I need one that'll clamp him. He can just let go of the rifle and it'll stay there. That's what I'm after. Yeah. We may have to look online at some of these pods and see what they are. Roscoe's feeling needy again. Y'all see this? What you need, bud? What do you need? You need some attention? He doesn't come up here wanting to be loved on. He's feeling left out. You need to learn to talk and you can chat with us. Get over there in front of that fireplace and stand. The other side wasn't good enough. He'd come over here on this side. What? No. There ain't room for that. Yeah, Gunner, the crappie will be spawning. They will most definitely be spawning. Yeah, I missed that local life. Somebody answered it. Deer season ends the 31st. Now, last year they extended it into February. I quit when I got the big buck that I killed I killed a giant buck last year, y'all, on the 10th of January, and I was through. I never even went back to the deer camp. I missed a lot of hunting because I had a good season last year. I killed 3 decent bucks. I had 2 7 points and one, he was 10 point, 11 point. He's the one on the wall in the office down there. And I never shared clips of it. So I have got some video footage of the deer hanging up as we skin it. And I had an 8 point in there that my neighbor had given me. I had the doe that I killed in the swamp with a 45-70. All that happened the same 2 days in a row. So I had 2 deer hanging up. I had an 8 point hanging up beside this big buck. And I mean, this buck dwarfed the other one. I wished I'd have had some scales to have weighed him, but I didn't. And I didn't weigh the buck yesterday, but now that buck wasn't no huge buck. But now I'm hunting a little bit bigger buck. So once I've killed one and got him in the cooler, I'll choose to shoot a bigger buck next. But I don't get hard up on it. If it gets close to the end of season, I'll take whatever presents itself. Walter, I don't know how far she is behind on coffee cups. They slow in coming. Her problem is she likes to get out there and make other stuff than the stuff that we can sell. And them coffee cups, what everybody wants. Tennessee's season ends tomorrow night. Dual yoke tripod, about $90. Randall Hayes, no, I don't mount deer. That giant deer last year that I killed, I did a European mount on the head. I don't mount deer. I may mount Brody when he kills a decent one. We may mount it for him. But for me, I don't like deer heads all over the walls. I mean, I've got 3 in there now. 2 of mine and 1 of Lissy's. And you start putting more than that on the walls and it just looks cluttered. And I don't have places to hang them. So no, I don't keep mounting deer. It's just plumb silly to me to spend all that money mounting deer heads and sticking them all over everywhere. I'll do a European mount and put them down there in the shed, the knife shop, and that's good enough for me. I don't I'm not paying a fortune to have them there. If you want to mount every one you kill, by all means do it. But it don't do it for me. Too much money, not enough sugar for a dime. You know what I mean? Darlena, I don't know if they will or not. I think you have time to cancel dates because it is run through a government website now after 2020. You used to call up there and make your reservations, but after COVID changed the world, everything went to government operations. And I think they will refund it within, and we should know a week ahead of time. I think somewhere along in there you can cancel them and get your money back. But I will tell you this: if the tour cons get up to around 3, 4, 5, I'm gonna be like, see you bye, you know. But now that'll just be for one day. It won't be for a whole weekend. So. And there's been people up there when they had bad weather come in, they have a really nice, well-made bathhouse. And everybody usually goes and gets in it if they have bad weather, but you could lose a camper. Tara, you tell them put them in the cooler. That's what we done with that deer. He's in the cooler over there. And got a sticker on there Brody had. One says, I eat them raw. He don't say that no more. I don't think he likes to eat them raw no more. Yes, I built that fire pit. It's just thrown together out of scrap material that was laying around here. And I've kind of got partial to it. It's got a crane in it. I can cook over the fire, but I hadn't done it. I needed to have got out here and made soup or stew over the fire, but I get to hunting on Saturdays and stuff, and I don't put enough thought and time in. Like, I ain't been here. I got here after 6 o'clock. It was actually about 6:30 when I pulled in the driveway to do the live tonight. I went and hunted this afternoon. And I really didn't go to hunt. I had some raccoons that moved one of my cameras. And he angled it up. I could barely see the top of my feeder. And I just had a little old feeder over there that holds about 50 pounds of corn. It ain't much. But what I done is I put it on the side to draw them over in front of the camera. There's a crossing there across the creek. And I can see that crossing. But a lot of times if they just cross it, it don't set the camera off. I put a feeder up over there and, well, I had to go straighten that up. And I had to go put some food at one of the other spots. So it just one of them deals that I needed to go up there. And the camera, I tell you what else I did. One of my new Guard Pro cameras come in and I got it, but there wasn't no solar panel. So I took it up there and put it up, charged the battery up, and took it up there. It was on about 50% when I got it. But I plugged it up and charged it here a little while, and then on the way up there, I charged it. I got it up to about 60-something%. But I didn't have a solar panel. Well, I got back home, and the solar panel's laying in there. FedEx brought it tonight. So for whatever reason, the USPS brought the camera, and FedEx brought the solar panel to it. It all showed up the same day. But I was done, took the camera up there and put it out before I got home, found the solar panel. So now I may have to go back up there tomorrow and fix that. Lord. Local Live, I may do a Euro mount video. I did one last year, and everybody kept telling me to use a pressure washer, but I had never used a pressure washer. I always just boiled them out and let them clean out, left it sitting out there a day or two, and then I don't never bleach mine. A lot of people want them bleached white, but I like them to look natural, so I've got one in here on the wall that I bleached it and then spray painted it white, and I don't really like the look of it. I like that natural In fact, I may dip it in black walnuts and darken it. That may be that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it. I've got black walnuts. I'm gonna do an experimental Euro mount with it and we're gonna dye it with black walnuts. That is what I'm gonna do. Thank you for the idea. I think that'll make a swell video. Jason, we cooked deer meat tonight. Deer steaks. Deer steaks. Robbie Payne, their cancellation policy said if you cancel early, they penalize you and you will not get a full refund. Well, is there any time you can cancel and get a full refund? Red Crosswire in North Mississippi. Deaver, probably somebody on here swiped it out of your cart. Y'all all fighting over the same spots. Cajun Holiday, I have got some raccoons that make me fighting mad. I have fattened them jokers up. Oh, Lord, I have fattened them up. And I said that I was going to thin them out. And I may very well do it here before long. But I'm not going to. I may go set some traps. But I speculate I'm going to go and take my 22. I'm going to have me a new buck mark here pretty quick. I got a new buck mark. And should have it this coming week. And I want to play with it. So I imagine I'm going to go up there and get on my buggy and ride from feeder to feeder. And I'm going to hit the camp feeders, everything. And I am going to thin them out. But I'm probably going to wait till deer season's over to do it. We may have to have a show enough. But the deal is once season's over, I'll be done with. I mean, I doubt I'm going to hunt in this club next year. So things will have to change drastically for me to be in it next year. Yeah, James, at this point in the night, I always just let it die out because we shut everything down in about 15 minutes anyway. So I ain't gonna keep putting wood on it. It'll get burning though. What I call tumble them logs around a little bit. Let it get some air in there. That's what you wanted to see. Makes me feel good anyway. You did one with the shape of the state. I have got a router down there that I have never played with. We had a router table somewhere. I don't even know where it's at. I may could find it and make me a plaque with the shape of the state. I don't know. I had seriously thought about sending Joey my giant deer head and let him laser etch my logo in the forehead of that giant deer that I killed. It was a good deer. I didn't even score that deer. I need to get some stuff and score it sometime and see what I can come up with on it. Martin, that's about right. Mike Culpepper, y'all putting it on them hogs, ain't you? Yeah, you roast a marshmallow right there. We get up at that campground, y'all. We're gonna have to build one of them central giant fire pits. I'm gonna tell y'all what I have got to come up with for the teepee. I've been thinking about this. Out here in the yard, I just build a fire on the ground in it. But when you go to these campgrounds, you're gonna have some kind of a fire pit. What do y'all recommend would work inside of there that I could still cook over the fire and all of that, but it be a contained fire pit that I could put inside of that teepee? Um, I thought about getting one of them solo fire pits, but you can't really sit back and look at the fire's over in there, and I don't really know if you could cook over it. I'm thinking about building something that's kind of like a little bowl on legs that you could put the fire in, but I don't know. I'm going to have to do some deliberation on it, because I know at them campgrounds, a lot of times they won't just let you get out there and build a fire anywhere. It's got to be in that fire ring, and if it ain't, they kind of come unhinged. Well, that fire ring is up there on the corner of a pad, so you ain't gonna go set the teepee over that. So I don't know. Man, we're gonna need a lot of big coffee pots. You know, I've got a truck rim over there. I do have a truck rim. I have not thought about that, but I could probably go build me one out of that. Build me one with a rod coming up, and I could make the attachments for the crane and all to go on the truck rim, and I could cook. That would probably be a swell idea. I have got the tripod to use out here to hang pots over, but that'd be a good project to build for the teepee. Build one of them truck rim fire pits to go in it. Yeah. 30-gallon barrel, old clawfoot tub. Yeah, Jason, this one has the one I don't think you can move. If I'm not mistaken, they're made to the end of the slab out there, and I don't remember exactly how they are. Maybe not the slab. I don't know. I'll have to go look, but they like flat on one side, and they got this grate that flips on and over to cook on, and then they like a horseshoe on the other part. Cornbread, I've got a meat grinder, an electric one, but I don't even know what name it is. I bought it from an individual, so I don't know where it originally came from, but it's been a good one. Now, we stripped the gears out, and I had to buy that little plastic piece to get up in there, because we found out you can't take that meat and just shove that meat down in there. You got to kind of let it eat on its own. If you take that meat, and I like to take that fat and poke it in there and just take that plastic deal and just shove it down in there real hard. Yeah, it don't like that. But now my buddy down here, he said he had one. His is a 3/4 horsepower, but he borrowed somebody's. His burn up or something, and he got one that was a 1 horsepower, and he said you couldn't bog it down. So he brought me some sausage that he made, and we ate the last of it this morning with some cat head biscuits, and it was fine. Jeff, did you finally get booked? Good deal. Suzanne, I have got a tub out of our dryer that's down there in front of the shed, but that thing, it sets up, it's like this tall, so if you put a fire in it, you can't, it's like the solo stove, you can't see over in there to the fire. So I want something lower that I can, I like to look at the fire. I don't know, it ain't really about I'm cold, I like to be able to see. Which this one has felt good out here tonight. It is ideal tonight. It ain't freezing cold, but you with a fire going, you feeling that heat. I don't know. I like to have a fire. Fire and a cup of coffee and swap some tales and tell, just whatever comes to mind. James, the TP is up on the old poles. You let that dog out again. You don't even try to keep him when you go out the door. Don't point that at me. You need to put that dog back in the house. Your mama's going to have a fit. Every time he opens the door, he just lets the dog come out. Oh, he come got him an armload of deer meat. And he half shut the door. That boy, y'all, I don't know what I'm going to do with him. I don't know. I would recommend the 1 horsepower if I was going to grind very much deer meat. I mean, if it's one of them things you just use every now and then, may not be a big deal. But with me, I process all of my own deer. I've always put them in a cooler and put them in a cooler. And then I cut them up, and I like to process them the way I process. I mean, I like having some roast. I like having my tenderloins cut up in steaks to deep fry. And then I like to, like we did tonight, I take them hindquarters, and I can take that main roast, and I can either make a roast out of it, or I can cut it up in steaks and fry it. I mean, it just gives me options. And then all of the scraps, the front shoulders, all of that stuff, I can grind it up, and we make either sausage or burger out of it, and we eat a lot of ground deer meat. As many packs of ground deer meat as I put in that freezer, Michelle will cook. We'll make spaghetti, chili, deer tacos, everything. So, oh Lord, Local Live had done brought up Jerry Clowers. Yeah, Dave Rita come out here with a Desert Eagle missing the handles and stuck it up in my face. It was a toy. YouTube, please know that was an airsoft plastic gun. It wasn't real. They'll be done shut us down out here. They thought I was fixing to get murdered right here on camera. They'll hear all these words I'm saying and probably shut it off anyway. But it was a toy. It was a game. It was a kid playing. Please be merciful to us. So what Jerry Clow were you wanting to hear Local Live? My mind is somewhat blank. Michael Edwards, Leonard Skinner's plane went down way down in South Mississippi, down headed to New Orleans. I am way up in the eastern central part of the state, near Philadelphia. James, I make deer jerky all the time. I doubt I'm going to make any out of this one. We'll just have to see. Whenever I get started processing it, I'll know, but more than likely, I'm going to grind a lot of this one. Bucks, generally, I try to grind more of the bucks than I do anything else with it, just because they're generally a little tougher. Fortunately, this one is a smaller one, but so it's not going to be as tough as some of the other ones are. Last year, that was a 3-4-year-old deer I shot. He was pretty tough. A lot of people say, oh, if you know what you're doing, you can make it tender. Well, yeah, I know what I'm doing, and so I can make them other ones really tender, and that's what I like. So, I mean, it ain't that it's so tough I can't eat it. It's tougher than I like, you know? We got a tenderizer you drop it in and run it through, and it perforates them. Man, that thing... my daddy, if we frying deer meat over there and I don't run it through that tenderizer, he looks at me real ugly. Because, you know, when you get false teeth, it's hard to chew on that stuff. The old one about the wildcat in the tree. Knock him out, John. He said it won't be long. So y'all, back in these days, Jerry Clower was talking about, he said they didn't do nothing but work. He said we'd work all day. He said, and this one particular day, he said we had shook and shelled some corn and took it to the grist mill and had some ground up for dog bread and then had some ground up for human consumption. And he said we cut and stacked some firewood, and then we had to fix a pen where the sow rooted out and catch the sow, put her up. And he said sharpen 2 sticks of stove wood and drive them down over the wire where the sow couldn't root out no more. He said, so we hadn't done a whole lot that day. And he said he walked out on his porch and said, "Hoo!" He said, my neighbor way across the sage patch hollered back, said, "Hoo!" And he said, that meant I'll meet you halfway. He said, I got my dogs, little Tory and old Brummy. Spot said he had his dogs, and said, man, said we had a fine pack of hounds. Said we'd got our carbide lights and wired them to our caps. Said we was down into there and said we was hunting, and said, man, we'd done caught 4 great big ones. He said, and I heard a racket over here in the bushes, and he said, I whooped my carbide light around there in the direction of where I heard the racket. He said, it likened to have scared me to death. He said, because the beam of light hit a man right in the face. And he said, I said, Mr. Barron, is that you? And he said, yes, Jerry. What are y'all doing? Said, we hunting. And he said, well, how would you like to spend the rest of the evening hunting with me and John? He said, I looked, and lo and behold, there was John Eubanks. Said, John was a great American. Said, John was a conservationist. Said, if he'd be with us today, said he'd be one of the best conservationists there was. Said, John didn't believe in shooting no coon out of no tree. He said, you always take a cross-cut saw coon hunting with you. He said, you either cut the tree down or you climb the tree and punch the coon out, but give the coon a fighting chance. He said a lot of times we'd punch a coon out amongst 20 dogs, but at least he had the option of whooping all them dogs and walking off if he wanted to. Strictly left up to the coon. He said we was hunting, we caught another or two, and said about that time, said they treed way down in the swamp. Said we worked our way down in there and got down there and said, man, said they was treed up the biggest sweet gum in all Amite County river swamps. He said, and I looked at John, said, John, said, I don't believe you can climb this tree. And he said, hurt John's feelings. Said, John pooched his lips out, got fighting mad. Said, there ain't a tree in all these swamps I can't climb. Said, John was a professional tree climber. Said John got his brogans off, said he eased up out of that tree, said them dogs is a barking and ooh, ha, said they bite and they bark at the bottom of the tree. And said old John said he got his arms wrapped around that big old sweet gum tree, said it was a huge tree. Said he got his fingernails hung in that bark good and got his toenails hung in it, and said he started easing up that tree. And they said, said won't be long now. Said knock him out, John. Said, John's easing up that tree. Said he got up there and said, John, said, knock him out. And said, John reached around in the back of his overhaul pockets and got that sharp stick out. Said he found that raccoon, said he drawed back, said he punched a coon. But it wasn't a coon. It was a lynx. And that's what we call a souped up wildcat. And said, people, that thing attacked John up in the top of the tree. Said John went to squalling. Oh! Said that thing, said it attacked him. Said the whole top of the tree was shaking. Said we was hollering, what in the world's happening to John? Knock him out, John. Won't be long. Punch him out, John. Said John's, wow. Said, have mercy on me. Said this thing's killing me. Said John knew that Mr. Barron carried a pistol in his belt to shoot snakes and things with, and said John started squalling. Mr. Barron said, shoot this thing. Said Mr. Barron hollered, said, John, I can't shoot up in there. I might hit you. And said, John said, well, just shoot up in here amongst us. One of us got to have some relief. Well, anyway, they told that story. Let it go at that. Later on, said, said, last time I told that story, said, I left John up in the top of the tree fighting that wildcat. Said the whole nation was worried about John Eubanks. And he said, we was under that tree and said, John was squalling, shoot this thing. And said, Mr. Barron wouldn't shoot up in there. He didn't want to shoot John. He said, but boys, said, we've got to do something to help John. Said, that thing's killing John. And said, we got gathered around, said Mr. Barron, said, look, boys, said, there's a muscadine vine hanging down. Said, y'all grab that muscadine vine and go to snatching on it and scream as loud as you can and make as much racket as you can make. I'll holler loud as I can and shoot this pistol 6 times up in the air, and maybe we can make enough of a racket that thing will turn John loose. So we got over there and said we got to snatching on that vine and a screaming and a hollering. Mr. Barron is a hollering and shooting that pistol up in there, and said that thing left John. Jumped down the tree, run out on a limb, and off out through yonder it run. We said, John, that thing's gone. Come on down. Said John, oh. Said John started easing down that tree. Said, come on, John. You can do it. Come on down. Said John eased his way back down that tree, and just about the time his foot touched the ground, he said, my brother Sonny mocked that thing. Wow! And said John went right back to the top, all the way to the top. He said, John, come on back down. We was just joking. Come on, we was just joking. And said John got down that tree and said, John was tore up something bad. Said his overhaul jumper was just tattered and shredded all up. Said, we armed John up and took him home to our little shotgun modest home and said, Mama, come here quick. Said, something has eat John up. Said, we need some medicine. Said, she brought all the medicine that we had in our little shotgun modest home. And said, all she found was black dross and 3 6s. Said, Mama, John don't need to swallow nothing. We need to daub something on him. And said, we set up half a night with a coal oil lamp, pulling splinters and stuff out of John and daubing mercurochrome in them places that attacked John. But said, I wanted y'all to know that John lived to hunt another day. Y'all, it is 9 o'clock. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm about tuckered out myself. Believe everybody has got up real early this morning and went hunting and worked and done all manner of stuff. We're going to shut everything down tonight. Ain't no need of trying to keep y'all up all night long. Look, y'all, I am looking forward to the dates, April the 16th through the 19th. I believe that's correct. Make sure I get all these dates right. 16 through 19. It's Thursday through Sunday. I do know that. Site 144 at the campground. All of you that can come, I'm so looking forward to this. We'll have a big time. We're just going to see what we can do. I mean, I can't feed everybody, so bring food and feed yourself. We're going to cook some stuff. If I can catch enough catfish to cook for everybody, I will. But I can't promise, we're going to see what we can do. But if not, at least one night, we'll go get a box of catfish if we don't catch any and have a catfish frying one night. But we'll chip in if y'all want to bring stuff. By all means, bring it. We'll figure something out. I don't know what I'm doing. We just planned that, hey, we're gonna get together and do something. We got to start somewhere. But I am looking forward to it because there's a lot of y'all that I've been talking back and forth on here with for years. Love to meet all of you. But thank you for joining in tonight, sitting here and having a fireside chat, cup of coffee, watch me eat some deer steaks. Remember, the best way to do things is the way you like to do it. We'll see y'all. Y'all have a good one. Good night.